Welcome, in front of me is a ULEFONE Armor 3W, and today I'll show you an unboxing along with an overview of this device. So popping it up, let's basically unbox it. Now I did already open it up and set it up so we don't have to, as you can basically see by the fact that it is kind of already opened. But anyway, let's set that to the side. Then there's our phone. And then there's an entire box full of accessories. That actually came as a surprise considering this is a fairly cheap and budget device. So starting off in here, we've got probably some of the more interesting ones. Now this is the most curious one. If you're wondering what this is for, this is basically what you would call a SIM ejector for this device. If I'm correct, I will check it out soon. But I believe you need a screwdriver to basically open up the tray so you can put in a SIM card and like an SD card. Then we got a USB-C to just a normal USB, which is just really nice that they included something like that. I wasn't really expecting the device that comes around like $300 to have something like this. Even Samsung don't come with it anymore. Then we got USB-C to headphone jack and USB-C to micro USB. This is even like weirder that they included this one, but some people may have a use for it, and I'm not complaining with excessive amounts of accessories. I actually welcome it. So really nice that they decided to basically include so much nice things, I would say, for basically, I would say, free. Then there's nothing in here, so let's pop out this part here. Now in here we got more accessories. There we go. That's it. So drop it to the side. So we got a little thing that you can just put your hand on it, assuming you clip a phone. If you see it right here, we can basically like loop it through here and just have a little dangly thing so we can keep phone safe, even though it's already encased in solid block of whatever that is. So yeah, then a neatly organized cable. Again, this is really, the cable is cheap, it looks cheap, but just the way that it's presented feels a little bit more premium than I would have expected, which is again a really nice touch. They didn't need to do it, but the fact that they did it just is really nice. So anyway, let's drop that here and that. And in here we got another accessory. I can actually get it out of it. There we go. So this is just something that you can clip to your bike, right? Obviously, and you clip it to like your bicycle. Then you just strap the phone through here, and it kind of holds your device. Which again, another accessory that they didn't need to include, but they did, and again, nice. So again, set that right here. Then we got a charger. Yes, it still comes with a charger, along with a plethora of other accessories, as you can see. And the charger itself isn't necessarily anything great. It's only 18 watts right here, which you can see, but still nice that they decided to include it. So let's drop that over here. Then in here we got a couple more things, primarily paperwork, but another thing that they included here is tempered glass. This is just solid tempered glass. It's not like plastic trash that you get with some other devices. So you can see this is not plastic. So I can actually take it out fully just so you can see it. Give me a sec. There we go. So you can see there it is, tempered glass. So again, nice inclusion here for basically free. So a lot of things that they included here are just, in my opinion, a really nice touch, which didn't need to be included, but yet it was. Now the question is if you're gonna actually use most of these things or not. I guess the question really depends on the user of the device. Okay, so here we get the phone itself, and if I actually unlock it, there we go. Oh, that's not set up, so let's quickly go through it. Now the phone is chunky, like this is a behemoth of a device, honestly. It is super heavy, almost make me feel like this is one of those Energizer phones that Energizer tried to make, where it had like 30,000 milliamp hour battery or something like that, or something ridiculous. It feels hefty. This will most certainly create a huge bulge in your pocket, which might people might think you're carrying a nice package there. But yeah, it is almost to the point that I would say it's barely pocketable. Now here is a device, kind of old one. This is a Mate 20 Pro. Some people might consider this to be a medium-sized device, or depending on how old device you're comparing it to. But if you look at the thickness of it, this is easily twice the thickness of my device, which it is a little bit ridiculous, to be honest. Even in size, like the screen itself, if I quickly unlock it, so if we compare just the screen itself, you can see that my phone, even though it's smaller in overall size, has just way bigger screen. But yeah, anyway, this phone doesn't really approach the price of what I have here, at least not at launch, because this comes around like $300, while the Huawei came out when it launched around like, what is it, a little bit below $1,000. So it was it is a huge difference in price. But if you were comparing these two devices right now, they would be in a similar price range, honestly. Okay, so anyway, let's actually finish up the setup here. Now while we're at it, the screen that you can see right here is a 5.7 inch display with a resolution of 1080 by 2160, so just a full HD resolution, nothing really special here. It is an LCD IPS display, so you won't be getting any kind of inky blacks and all that stuff. It's just a typical display. Apart from that, the screen to body ratio here in percentage is one of the lowest I have seen in a while. So this is a 64.2. Majority of the devices nowadays go above 80. Some even approach 90%. This is just like you're getting you're close to having half plastic around and half screen on the front. Now I know it doesn't really look like that is the case, but if you consider the fact that you have way here like a forehead of nothingness and then chin of nothingness at the bottom, it does kind of add up. And also these thick bezels. I would really like to test how durable is this device, but yeah, I don't really have the go-to to do it. Now going further with it, the pixels per inch on this device comes out to be 424, which is really nice, I would say. That is because this is a 1080p display right here with a, I would say, small display itself. So it adds up to be a fairly nicely packed, really clear display. And honestly, I don't really see a reason to go anywhere higher than that, and majority of the devices itself anyway. Now going to the cameras now, if I find the power key, there we go, and flipping over, we don't have much here, as you can see. So we have a 21 megapixel wide sensor, the only one that I can see here, which shoots at 1080p 30 frames, so you're most likely not going to be expecting anything better here, let's be honest. And then if we flip it to the front, we got right over here 8 megapixel, again, sensor that shoots at 1080p 30. Now if I were to capture a couple photos, let's see how that actually comes out. Let's allow. I can also brighten it up if I can, which I can by a little. Now obviously you're not going to be getting this phone for pictures, so let's start off by saying that before you see the results of the photos. There we go. There's no other settings here, so I'm not even bothering. There we go. So if I zoom in, it looks a little bit better on the screen for me rather than on the camera. But you can see this is zoomed in, and honestly did better than I expected. It is a bit grainy, and it is also darker than it should be, so keep that in mind. The photos aren't necessarily coming out well, in terms of how it looks like, the same way as normally they would. so it is a little bit different in terms of color, temperature, and all that stuff. Now, moving on to the pure specifications of this device. It comes with a Helio P70, so this is a mid-range, low budget processor. Built-in storage is 64 gigabytes along with 6 gigabytes of RAM. And then we have something that was really surprising to me, a 10,300 milliampere battery. So this is literally a power bank. You could most likely charge a phone with it, and probably, or not a phone, but even a laptop, which is probably the reason why they included this one, so you can actually reverse charge devices using a cable, because this by all means is literally a power bank. That also is the reason why this is so heavy and not very pocketable. And one thing that I have a problem here is those screws aren't like kept in this, so they will fall out, so you do have a chance of losing them. So bear that in mind when you're taking this case off. And in here, as you can see, you have option to put 2 different SIM cards and 1 SD card, which again adds to the accessibility of this device. And also finishing it off, going back to the battery also, 10,300, and the charging here isn't necessarily anything special, so we have 18 watts charging, so this will take a while for the device to charge. But anyway, the price for it, which is about $300 with already tax included, is very compelling price considering this device is fairly durable and comes with a massive battery. So it adds a lot of versatility to whatever you're trying to do. And honestly, in that price range, if you're looking for a kind of outdoorsy device that can withstand a lot, getting dunked into water, and just being thrown around and just overly being beaten up, this will most likely suffice for you. Also, it can charge other devices if you need to, so also another plus, and comes with a huge plethora of accessories, as you can see right over here. But that being said, this would conclude all the overview of the device, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.